The Italian Coast Guard says it has rescued 1,850 refugees in one day off the Sicilian coast.
Don't move, okay? I have to balance this boat. So don't come out, just wait.
They were rescued from overcrowded boats in 8 separate operations. Now, 1.2 million people have arrived in Europe since the beginning of 2015 in the continent's worst refugee crisis since the Second World War. Most of the people are coming from countries in the Middle East and Africa, and they use 2 main routes to reach Europe. Let's take a look at them. The most popular route has been via Turkey, with refugees paying smugglers to make the short sea crossing between the Turkish coast and the Greek islands. But there's been a major crackdown on this route since a deal between the EU and Turkey came into effect in recent weeks. And an alternative route is via North Africa to Italy. That's where the latest rescues by the Italian Coast Guard have taken place. All right, for more on this, Megan Williams joins us now from Rome. Megan, now this is the second big rescue in this area in recent weeks. What more can you tell us about what happened?
Well, and as you mentioned, there were 8 different rescues that took place. 2 of them were rubber dinghies. There were 2 barges involved. I think what's striking about those images is the fact that a lot of these people are crammed below. There's sort of a two-tiered system for a lot of these refugees and migrants, where the ones who have more money can stay above on the boat, and the ones who are below pay less. And they're often the ones who get trapped and die of asphyxiation when there's a fire on the boat. Now, of course, there's warmer weather now here in Italy. So every time the weather gets better, that's when hundreds of boats start leaving Libya and making the still very dangerous crossing. I mean, last year, upwards of 4,000 people died trying to make it here to Italy.
Yeah, these are some striking images that we're watching right now. Megan, tell me now, are Italian authorities concerned that the crackdown on the sea crossing from Turkey to Greece is encouraging more people to attempt the route from North Africa?
Well, I think there is concern about that, but even before that route got shut down, there's already been a 40% increase of the number of boats crossing in the same period this year compared to last year. And last year, of course, there was also a 40% increase. So obviously, Europe is taking in unprecedented numbers of people escaping conflict. The real concern, though, of course, is in the northern Italian border, not by Italy, because a lot of these people come through and go to northern Italy. But Austria is now building a kind of patrol station, a wall at the Brenner Pass. They're very concerned that this route will mean that people will rescued on the south of Italy will travel up and try and cross into Austria. Now, the EU is very upset that Austria is doing this. Of course, it goes against the Schengen agreement, which allows for free travel, passport-free travel within the EU. And this is a really core concept that's now at risk. The Italian authorities and the European Union authorities are trying to talk to Austria to basically convince it to stop being so alarmist about the potential of thousands of refugees crossing into that country.
Megan, we know that the Greeks have been struggling in coping with this influx of migrants. How are the Italians dealing with this? Give us a sense of that.
Well, I think Italians have dealt with it extremely well. I mean, before the passage from Turkey to Greece became so popular last year, most of the migrants crossing into Europe came in through Italy. And, you know, overall, there have been very few people complaining about it. Now, of course, a lot of the migrants who come here and refugees who come here do leave the country. So that's part of the issue. But I think more and more are staying. And you know, with the exception of some far-right parties in northern Italy, for the most part, people here are fairly empathetic to the people escaping conflict, because they've seen so many of them drown off their southern coast, because they've seen the conditions in which people have arrived. So, you know, I would say overall, Italians have been very supportive and empathetic about this crisis.
All right, Megan Williams, live for us in Rome. Thank you for that update.